Hi, welcome to Roy's Game Table. Today we have Expert Klaw with a Hydra Assault modular set against Hawkeye. So pull up a chair and let's see if he can pull this off. Alright, so we do have Expert Klaw, and I have the Hydra Assault modular set in this time just because that's what I wanted to do really. And I've got everything set up. The weapons runner came out as the minion from the discard, and I got my starting hand here. They got the side schemes out that are supposed to be out. So I think we're good to go. He's at 28 health, and I remember when I did Spider Woman, I forgot to put him at 28 health. But if you watch that video, it didn't matter much anyway in the end. But anyway, I think we are ready to go. I'm going to do my mulligan, and I do like a lot of what I see, but I think I'm just going to keep Expert Marksman and the cable arrow and get rid of everything else, including this vibranium arrow. To me, that's more of a finisher thing, not something at the beginning of the game. I don't know. I've only played Hawkeye like once or twice, so I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going to do, and I'll draw back up to 6. So I think what I'm going to do is I will discard the vibranium arrow to get his bow out. All right, so I got his bow out. I'm going to put that into play right here. All right, let me move everything up so we got room for minions and stuff. Okay, so his bow's into play. I'm going to go ahead and flip to Hawkeye. All right, then I'm going to put in my Expert Marksman with Wonder Man. And then I'm going to exhaust Hawkeye's bow and get a wild resource so I can play Electric Arrow. So that's 1. Sonic Arrow will be 2. And so we're going to stun Klaw and then deal 3 damage to him. He'll drop from 28 to 25. And then I will attack this weapons runner with Hawkeye to go ahead and get him out of the way. Hold on to this cable arrow so maybe I can use it next time. And we will ready and draw to 5. All right, so at the start of the phase, we put 2 threat up here. And he's supposed to attack, but he's stunned. And the encounter card will be Sonic Boom. When revealed, either spend those resources or exhaust each character you control. I'll just exhaust them because I don't want to spend those. And so we are back to Hawkeye. All right, well, I actually think the best thing to do here is to put Nick Fury into play with the 4 resources that I have. When he comes in, he will come in with 3, and I'm going to use his ability to draw 3 cards. And we got a Sonic Arrow at least. So we will have Nick Fury thwart for 2 on this scheme here, the defense network, just to start getting it out of the way. And I will exhaust Hawkeye's bow and use Expert. I'm going to do a Sonic Arrow, use Expert Marksman for 1, and Strength of Numbers, I think, for 2. Hold on for Power of Leadership in case I get, a leadership ally that I could put in. So he is going to confuse Klaw and deal 3 damage to him. So that's going to drop him down to 22. Okay, so start of the main phase. We go to 4 out of 6. He's going to attack, but he's going to hit Nick Fury for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will knock him out of the game. And if we get an advance, it's not a big deal because he's confused. But the card is an advance. So that's not how I wanted to use that confuse, but I'll take it. So he does an advance, and we are back to Hawkeye. Okay, I think I do want to put Falcon into play. Power of Leadership for 2, Earth's Mightiest Heroes for 3, Electric Arrow for 4. I want to hold on to his Expert Marksman. Maybe I can get it in. And then when he comes in, I'll look at the top 3 cards and take 1 threat off of a scheme for each treachery. So we've got an attachment, a minion, and a treachery. So I will remove it off of the defense network. And let's see, sound body. So it's going to be 3 boosts there if I stay at hero. And if this card resolves during undefended attack, discard support you control, which I don't. So he's going to hit for 4. But then the boost card will be each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack. Each player who is not attacked this way searches the counter deck and discard a pile for a Hydra minion. So I'll have to put a Hydra minion into play if I stay as hero form. So I'll decide what I want to do there. If I don't stay in hero form, get a Hydra minion anyway, so I guess I might as well just stay where I'm at. But then I'm going to have Falcon thwart for 2, Hawkeye thwart for 1, to remove this Immortal Claw scheme. And Falcon, by the way, will come down to 2. And he will lose the 10 hit points that he got from the Immortal Claw. And that's going to be it. So I'll hold on to Expert Marksman, ready. And I will stay as Hawkeye and draw back to 5. Okay, so starting the main phase, we go from 4 to 5. All right, so then he's going to attack. I'm just going to have Hawkeye take it because I know it's only 4 damage. If it's not defended, you lose the support, but I don't have it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, if this card resolves during an undefended attack, discard support you control, which I don't. So he's going to take, so Hawkeye will drop from 9 to 5. And then we know the encounter card is that each Hydra minion engaged with a hero make an attack against that hero. And if you weren't attacked this way, then you search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, put it into play, engage with them, and shuffle the encounter deck. I'll just put this guy into play because he is 4 hit points, but his forced response is just that after Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack, discard support, and I don't really have any supports out, and most of his stuff is upgrades, so I don't think it's a big deal. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put that into play from the discard pile. It does say to shuffle the deck, so I'll shuffle the deck real quick. And we are back to Hawkeye. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is put Hawkeye Kate Bishop in with energy, and I can do that because even though her name is Hawkeye, she's got a different alter ego name, and so obviously she's female, this one's male. But you can put the same hero name into play as long as the subtitle or whatever, the alter ego name is different. But anyway, so Hawkeye will come in with 2 hit points, and then I'm going to put Sky Cycle on Falcon with Black Knight. And Falcon is going to thwart for 2. And to drop this down to 3. And then Hawkeye Kate Bishop will, I'll have her attack for 2 on the Hydra Soldier over there, Hydra Flame Soldier. So that's going to drop him from 4 to 2. And then then Hawkeye is just going to attack the Flame Soldier to get him out of play. And I could use a Sky Cycle to do something with Falcon. I don't think I will though, in case he gets attacked twice. He's at 5 health, and I don't want to flip just yet. So I'm going to leave everything like it is, ready, and draw to 5. So start of the main villain phase. We got 4 threat here now. Hawkeye is going to take the attack. So 1, just 1. Oh, so there's the 2 assaults that would have hit him. So I don't think I have to worry about it, but 1 damage is enough to take out that Hawkeye. And the encounter card will be a Hydra Jet Trooper. So he is going to quick strike. Hawkeye will take it and drop himself down to 3. And he comes in with 3. And we're back to the Hydra Jet Trooper. And the first thing we're going to do is put in his quiver with Get Ready. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the quiver to look at the top 5 cards and see if I can't get an arrow event. So I do have a cable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I could get the explosive arrow or the cable arrow. And I think I'm going to take the explosive arrow, put that in. And now it used to be you had to put it back on top in order. But since the Rise of Red Skull has come out, they've made a correction, I guess an errata, that now you have to shuffle these 4 cards back into his deck. So I'm going to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to put in the other Expert Marksman that he has with Rapid Response, and hold on to Squirrel Girl hopefully for next time. And then I am going to go ahead and do an explosive arrow using one of his Expert Marksmen. So that is Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, and then deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. So Claw is going to go down to 9, and he will knock out this Jet Trooper. And then Hawkeye can do something. Actually, we'll have him thwart for 1, just to try to be as safe as we can over here. I could do Falcon, but I don't want to lose Falcon. I'm probably going to have him block for me. So we'll ready and draw back to 5. Okay, so 1/3 of the main scheme. It's up to 4. And then I am going to have Falcon take this. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Falcon. So both of these will leave play. And the encounter card will be exhaustion. So we exhaust Hawkeye and it surges into Klaw's vengeance. All right, so when revealed, Klaw attacks you. If the attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. This isn't good because he's only got 3 hit points left. The game could be over right here. All right, so let's see what happens. Hawkeye can't defend, and there's nothing else I can do. So it's 1, 2, 3, and that is enough to defeat Hawkeye, and he goes down to 0, and that's it. Well, things were going well. I knew I shouldn't have stayed I knew I shouldn't have stayed on Hawkeye too long because he's got that low hit points, and that shouldn't have happened that way. So because that was such a quick game, I'm going to go ahead and set up because I have beaten this setup pretty easily. That was just a bonehead mistake not to flip the Hawkeye in the situation I was. So I'm going to shuffle everything back up and do another game. All right, so everything's been set back up for this next game. 28 health here is right. Got the side schemes in. The Hydra Jet Trooper came out as the minion. Got my starting hand here, and hopefully this will be a better game. Hopefully I don't make any bonehead decisions like leave him on hero side with 3 hit points and risk getting him killed, because I know I can beat this Expert Klaw, this setup with Hawkeye leadership. So we're going to do it right here. We're going to do it in the second game. So to start with, I'm going to keep everything except for Squirrel Girl and Strength in Numbers, and then draw back to 6. All right, and then I'm going to put in Maria Hill with Strength. She'll come in with 2 hit points and get to draw a card. And then I will discard Cable Arrow to go and get my Hawkeye's bow. And there it is right at the bottom of the deck, so I'll reshuffle my deck, and I'm going to put it into play, obviously. Okay. Then I will flip to Hawkeye, and I'm going to do the electric arrow, so I'll exhaust Hawkeye's bow, do electric arrow with vibranium arrow and sky cycle, hold on to cable arrow, and that's going to stun Klaw and deal 3 damage to him, so he's down from 28 to 25. Okay, and then Maria Hill will thwart for 2, and I'll do it off of the defense network to bring it down to 1. They're going to have Hawkeye attack for 3 because he does get +1 from his bow to go ahead and knock this trooper out of the way. And that's going to be it. I'll ready Hawkeye and draw to 5. Okay, so start of the main phase. We put 2 threat back on the scheme up here. Klaw is stunned, so he won't attack. And the encounter card will be Sonic Boom. Either spend those resources, or exhaust each character you control. I'll just exhaust each character I control because I want to use some of these arrows. So that's going to do it for the villain turn, and we are back to Hawkeye. All right, I think what I'm going to do here is put Mockingbird into play with Rapid Response, Vibranium Arrow, and Sonic Arrow. She'll come in with 3, have her thwart for 2 to essentially remove the defense network out of the game. And that's all that I can do. So I will ready and draw it back to 5. Okay, so the main scheme goes from 2 up to 4. Maria Hill's going to take the attack from Klaw for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so she's done. And then the encounter card will be Hail Hydra. So I got to put a Hydra minion into play. And I don't think I want it to be this one guy because it is a quick strike. Yes, it is. So I'm going to search the deck for one. Okay, so I went in and got the Hydra Flame Soldier out of the encounter deck, and it's been reshuffled. So let me move everything up just a little bit here. Move these back down a little bit and put him into play. And he will come in with 4 hit points. And that's going to do it. We're back to Hawkeye. And the first thing I'm going to do is put the other Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, in using the power of leadership. And then I'm going to put in Expert Marksman with Genius. And I will exhaust Hawkeye's bow because I'm going to do a cable arrow. Exhaust the bow, use Expert Marksman. And to remove 3 threat from his scheme, ignoring any crisis icons. But I'm going to remove the 3 threat from the Immortal Klaw. And so he will lose the 10 hit points he gets at the beginning game from that, as you know. So that'll drop him down to 15. And by the way, Hawkeye came in with 2 hit points. So the cable arrow will come out, and then I'm going to have Hawkeye attack for 3 and this other Hawkeye for 2 to get rid of this Hydra Flame Soldier. And then Mockingbird will thwart for 2 to remove 2 threat from the scheme to bring it back from 4 down to 2. Sorry, I'm not talking clearly. A little upset about that first game, how it went. I really want to take it out on Klaw this time. Hopefully I'll be able to. I'm going to stay as Hawkeye. I've got a couple of blockers, and actually Mockingbird's special ability, if you don't know, I can spend a resource, take her back into my hand to prevent all damage dealt to Hawkeye during an attack. So a lot of ways to stay safe. So I'm going to ready up and draw to 5. Okay, so start of the main villain phase goes from 2 up to 3 on the main scheme. And he's going to attack, and when the villain initiates an attack against you, as I said, I can spend a resource of any type and return Mockingbird to my hand to prevent all damage from this attack. So I will spend this energy from Sky Cycle to put Mockingbird back into my hand. So it's going to prevent all damage from the attack, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so no damage to him. And then the encounter card is Master Plan. So place 4 threat on each side scheme, which we don't, but I got to discard cards till we get a side scheme. And so let's see what comes up here. We may go all the way through. I'm not sure there is a side scheme left, even though there's a lot of cards in the deck. All right, we're still discarding. I think they've all come out. Yep. So we get an acceleration token already in the game, and I'll shuffle. There's no side scheme comes out, but it's acceleration token, and I'll shuffle the encounter deck and go back to Hawkeye. Okay, so back to Hawkeye, and we did shuffle. I did shuffle the encounter deck, so we're back to Hawkeye, and I'm just going to put Mockingbird back into play with Black Knight, Rapid Response, and Sky Cycle. She will come in with 3 hit points, and she will thwart for 2 to drop this down from 3 to 1. And then he's just going to attack for 3 to drop him down, Klaw down to 12, 15 down to 12. I'm not going to do anything with Hawkeye because she may be taking a hit here for me. So I'm going to ready and stay as Hawkeye another turn and draw to 5. Okay, so start of the main villain phase goes from 1 up to 3 out of 6. I will have Hawkeye Kate Bishop take this attack for 1. If you are in hero form, the villain attacks you after this activation. Do not deal any boost cards for that attack. So that was 1, 2. Okay, and that's going to be enough to knock her out. And then he attacks you. Do not deal any boost cards for that attack. It's only 1 damage. So that'll drop Hawkeye to 8. I'm not going to waste a resource and Mockingbird on that. And the replacement card will be Advance. So it's probably going to go to the next stage. So it's 2. Oh, just 2. So that will bring it from 3 up to 5. And it does not advance yet. So I got lucky there. And good, some luck on my side. But I've got to do something about this, or it will go to the next stage. But I can't do something about it right now. Mockingbird will thwart for 2. Drop it from 5 back down to 3. Which would just bring it back up to 5, so it won't advance at the start of the villain phase. And then I'm going to put in Hawkeye's Quiver with the Power of Leadership. Go ahead and use the Quiver to search for a arrow event. So the top 5, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want the Sonic Arrow. I'll shuffle these back in. As I said in the last game, you shuffle these in now. All right, and then I'm going to put the other Expert Marksman into play with Explosive Arrow, and then use my Sonic Arrow, because you can play arrows from his quiver as if they're in your hands. So I'm going to use that, exhaust his bow, and spend the 2 Expert Marksmen so that I can play the Sonic Arrow. So I will confuse Klaw and deal 3 damage to him, which will drop him from 12 to 9. And Sonic Arrow will go back to my hand. And then I will attack for 3 to drop him from 9 to 6. flip to Hawkeye, or flip to Clinton Barton, ready, and draw back up to 6. Okay, so starting the main villain phase, it goes from 3 back up to 5 out of 6, but we're still good on the scheme. He won't scheme because he's confused, and then the encounter card will be Sonic Boom. So I'll just exhaust all of my characters because I don't want to spend the resources because I know exactly what I want to do. So Mockingbird's exhausted and Clinton Barton exhausted. And we are back to Clinton Barton. And the first thing I'm going to do is put Nick Fury into play using everything except endurance to pay for him. He'll come in with 3. And then whenever I'll have him draw the 3 cards. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm going to have Nick Fury thwart for 2, dropping him down to 2, and then have him get ready and thwart for 2 more. So for a total of 4 off of the main scheme to drop it from 5 back down to 1. And then I'm going to put endurance into play, I guess over here with energy. So now that'll bring him from 8 up to 11, and his max hit points will be 12. I'll flip to I'll flip to Hawkeye, exhaust the quiver so that I can search the top 5 cards for an arrow event, but I only have 4, and I'm going to take my electric arrow. All right, so I'll shuffle these 3 cards back. Okay, so they've been reshuffled, and here's my electric arrow. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to exhaust Hawkeye's bow so I can play the electric arrow with the 2 expert marksmen and stun him. Deal 3 damage to him, so drop him from 6 to 3. And that'll do it. So I will ready everything. And I have 2 allies, 11 hit points. I got an ally sitting here, but I'm going to draw back up to 5. We won't have enough because I'm only going to get 4, so I'll have to take an encounter card. I'll shuffle his deck, draw him back up to 5, and then move to the villain turn. Okay, starting the main villain phase goes from 1 up to 3. He will not attack because he's stunned, and then we're going to have to deal with 2 encounter cards, but I'm not real worried about it. The first one is Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. Okay, so I could actually use Mockingbird to prevent the damage, keep the 1 threat going on there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll just have Nick Fury take it. It will end up, if this attack deals damage, place 1 threat. It will end up doing that. That's okay. So it's 1. If this card resolves during undefended attack, it's defended. So 1, 2, 3. All right, Nick Fury's gone, but we do put 1 threat on the main scheme. Place 1 threat, yes, on the main scheme. So it's going to go up to 4 out of 6. And then this other one will be Klaw's Vengeance. Again, the same thing. Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. All right, well, since he's initiating attack against me, I will spend a resource, this energy from Earth Mightiest Hero, to take Mockingbird back to my hand, prevent all damage from the attack. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, but it'll prevent all the damage. And we are back to Hawkeye. And the first thing I'm going to do is put in Mockingbird back into play using Explosive Arrow, Earth Mightiest Hero, and the other Explosive Arrow. She'll come in with 3, and she's going to thwart for 2 to drop it from 4 back down to 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and exhaust this quiver to see if I can't get a... There we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Vibranium or Sonic Arrow doing pretty good on hit points. I think I'm going to put in the Vibranium Arrow. Yes, I'm going to put in the Vibranium Arrow. I'll shuffle everything back up. Okay, so I got my Vibranium Arrow out. I'm going to exhaust Hawkeye's... Well, the first thing I'm going to do is actually attack with Hawkeye for 3 because that's enough to drop him to 0 on this front side. So he will advance to stage 2 and he'll come in with a toughness. And so we're good there. And he comes also back in with 22 hit points. And then I'm going to be doing something I've been wanting to do since I found out that Hawkeye's Vibranium Arrow has piercing, which means you discard a tough status card from the target before dealing damage. So this toughness won't do him any good because I'm going to use my vibranium arrow, exhaust Hawkeye's bow, use my 2 expert marksmen to pay for it. It's going to remove the tough and then deal 6 damage. So he's going to go from 22 to 16. And just like that, he's down to 16, and we will ready. I'm going to stay as Hawkeye, ready, and draw to 5. Okay, so the start of the main villain phase, we go from 2 up to 4 out of 6. He's going to attack for 2, and I think I'll just let Hawkeye take it. He's got 11 health, so it's 2, 3, 4, and put the weapons runner into play, but he does not surge because he came in as a boost, so you ignore the top. So 2, 3, 4 damage, and that'll drop Hawkeye from 11 to 7. And then I'll just have him take the weapons runner damage down to 6 because he will attack because it's now the time for the minions to attack. And then the encounter card will be a Hydra Flame Soldier like we've seen before. So the weapons runner came in with 2. The Flame Soldier does not come in with Quick Strike or anything, but he comes in with 4. And we are back to Hawkeye. And the first thing I'm going to do is exhaust this quiver to find an arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to take the electric arrow. All right, I'm going to shoot that arrow with Hawkeye's bow and use the 2 expert marksmen to pay for it. So it will stun an enemy, which will be Klaw, and deal 3 damage to him. 16 down to 13. And then I'm going to put in Goliath over here with 2, 3, and Falcon is 4, and hold on the Sky Cycle. He'll come in with 4 health. And let's see, I've got 13 hit points left on Klaw, so that's 5, 6, 7, and 3 is 9. So I don't have enough to take him out this turn. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry about these guys. So I'm going to have Goliath thwart for 2 to remove 2 threat from over here, dropping it back down to 2. And he'll go to 4. He'll go to 3, I mean. And then I'll have Mockingbird thwart for 2 to drop the main scheme back down to 0 out of 6. And Hawkeye will attack for 3 on Klaw to drop him down to 10. And if I can survive the next round, which hopefully I will, I should be able to win the game on the next turn. We'll see what happens. I'm going to leave him as Hawkeye, ready, and draw to 5. Okay, so start the main phase. We put 2 threat on the main scheme. He's stunned, so he can't attack. I'll just take the damage from the weapons runner. Hawkeye's going to take it, dropping him from 6 to 4. And it wasn't defended, so I would have to discard a, let's see, after Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard support you control. But everything I have is either an upgrade or an ally, so that's not a big deal. And then the encounter card will be another Hydra Flame Soldier. But the important thing is, well, the minions are piling up, but the important thing is none of them have guard. And we are back to Hawkeye. So the first thing we're going to do is put a Sky Cycle on Goliath as if he needs it. He's not tall enough, so he needs a Sky Cycle. And I'm going to put it on with Maria Hill. And then I'm going to put Black Knight into play just to make sure I have enough damage. So for energy for 2 and power leadership for 2 more, which is a little bit overpaying, but that's okay. He'll come in with 3. And let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3 allies, and that's all I have, yes. And let's see, it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3 is 12. So I don't even need to use this quiver. That's what I'm going to do. I will attack with Black Knight for 2, Goliath for 5, which will drop him down to 1. So 2 and 5 is 7, 8, 9, and 3 is 12. Mockingbird's gone. At the end of the phase, Goliath will be gone. But that's all I need because he has 10 hit points left, and that's going to drop him down to 0. All right, well, that second game went the way that I felt like the first game should have gone. I felt like the first game should have been much easier, but when you make a bonehead decision like I did and just leave him on his hero side with 3 hit points with not a lot of blockers, that's what happens. I paid for it. So I wanted to play this other game, and it went much better as I expected. And I like Hawkeye. It's a lot of fun. In fact, I think Hawkeye is more fun than Spider-Woman as of right now, dare I say that. But just for me personally, as of right now, that's the case. I like how his arrows work. He can get a lot of damage. He got some AoE damage. He's got some thwarting with it. And he does need some blockers, though, to help with his low hit points. But I think he's fun. And I like the thematic way that his quiver works, that you can put arrows on it and you could stack them up if you wanted to. That's cool. You have to exhaust his bow to shoot him. Makes sense. So it feels thematic and he's fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed at least one of the games that I played tonight. If so, please consider to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when any future games come out. And until that time, I'll save you a seat at the table.